All right, everyone, and welcome to the Fantasy League Championship 2022 Summer Finals. We've been waiting months for this, and it's finally going to pay off. We have teams G-Force matching up against Team Empire, and joined with me is the awesome, the lovely Invader J. Invader, what's your thoughts on this matchup? How excited are you for it?
Oh, I am pumped. First of all, this is the best of the best we've got here. I have been waiting so long, just as you have. I mean, first impressions. Both teams have some crazy mid laners coming out with Matthias on G-Force and then Shadowhawk from Empire. I think it's going to be a very mid-focused game. I don't know exactly how they're going to play around it, but that's going to be a big point of contention here.
Exactly. Now, we have some personal experience. The spring finals, you and me, we were in the trenches. We actually went against the exact same Team Empire, and they pulled it 100 Thieves. They stuck together. They're like, you know what? We got second, but we can work on it. We can build teamwork. And that's a terrifying prospect. What's your thoughts about them keeping together as a team?
I think that's a huge advantage here that they have the team synergy built down. They have stuff that they can improve on. It's going to be so scary that they've learned from their mistakes in the past. I mean, humble brag, we kind of crushed them. But they had a lot to learn then, and then they can use that learning to their advantage here. That's a crazy, crazy advantage that it has over GeForce, who's kind of more of a ragtag bunch.
That's a little bit of revisionist history. They were up several thousand gold at the 15 or 20 minute. We had a strategy. We were going to draft team fight. We were going to draft 5v5, but they had some laning advantages. And I don't know if GeForce has as strong laners. That might be a point of contention. But anyway, instead of generals, let's go to the matchups. First up in the top lane, we have GeForce's Bonkus Aurelius versus Empire's Tony Can't Think. How you think this hot matchup's gonna matter? What's your thoughts on the relative strength between the two of them?
If I recall correctly, I think Tony Can't Think is a better solo top laner than Marcus Aurelius from what we've been seeing. I'm assuming that we're going to get some sort of supporty tank out of Bonkus Aurelius, and then maybe more of a kind of carry bruiser, maybe like a Fiora Camille kind of energy from Tony Can't Think.
His Camille was scary last time. I'll be the first to admit I lost lanes both times in the Tony Can't Think last
You
time.
had to face that head on, yeah.
Yeah, I just drafted Ornn, so I think Ornn's still as strong as it was before. Do a run back. I got replaced by Bonkus. Nothing personal. I want him to succeed. Let's see if they can recreate that matchup. Now, talking about maybe Resident Sleeper with the Ornn picks, I don't think anyone's going to be sleeping through this jungle matchup. We have Gooby the Newbie versus Maximum Drift. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm excited for this jungle matchup. I've played alongside both of these junglers before. They can go very ham. I think both junglers, if I'm allowed to say, are very feast or famine here, where if they mess up early, they can get tilted. But if they were winning early, they can absolutely steamroll. It is going to be a crazy volatile jungle in the early game. I'm excited to see what champions they're picking.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I was interviewing Gooby the Newbie yesterday. He asked me point blank, "You think I can beat Maximum Drift?" He said, "I think I can beat Maximum Drift." And I was like, "I think you're both streaky." So I think the early game is going to be super important. Also, I don't know how they're going to build. When Maximum Drift is playing on his Clash team, he's usually more supportive. He's going off tank, a sort of like facilitative role. But I've also seen him bust out the Viego full damage, the Belveth. He's built Manamune on Trungle. So I'm kind of curious what sort of version of Maximum Drift we're going to get today. But anyway, enough about jungle. All eyes on mid lane. We've had a new breakout star into the FLC, Matthias. How is Team Empire going to deal with him? This man is baby faker, but that is crazy good for this level.
Indeed, indeed. Matthias is scary because I don't know if Team Empire. There are only a few members of Team Empire have actually had experience with Matthias, either versing or playing alongside. You just hear scary things about him. You just hear what he's capable of. I think obviously you got Maximum Drift and Shadowhawk got the jungle mid on Empire. They're going to work together. They're going to keep Matthias down. They're going to gank him, and they're going to keep ganking him, and they're going to make sure he cannot get ahead in any way, shape, or form.
I like that. Now, I am a bit scared. I had an exclusive interview with Shadowhawk yesterday, and I asked him how much mid lane he's been picking because he has done a sort of unconventional swap from support to mid, and maybe as support hands, we don't know. And I asked him how much mid lane he's been playing, and he said he played a bit during Unsealed Spellbook.
Oh my gosh.
That is not even the right rotating game mode right now.
No,
So
sir.
Shadowhawk relying on a lot of natural talent, and I think a lot of negating picks. I'm expecting the Malphites, the Gallios, like a set mid, something that isn't going to win. But I was told at the end of the interview, he's trying to make sure Matt doesn't win, not that he wins.
Very, very much so. That's full expecting out of Shadowhawk.
Now, let's cover the bot lanes together because they kind of go hand in hand. On
Of
Team
course.
Empire, we have Chance the Hammer and QWERTY versus Magellan and Corpsewag. What's your thoughts on this? How you think they're going to match up? Is there going to be a tension down here?
Now, I'm personally thinking that we're talking about how they got the volatile jungle, we got the mid lane with the focus. I think bot's going to be left to the side a little bit. I think they have less focus on making plays bot lane and more just picking champions that can either support or scale up. So we're probably seeing some supporty ADCs like Ashe or Misfortune maybe, and most of the effort is going to just be put to mid or top. And I think bot's getting left alone for the most part, unless mid lane's roaming to make a play.
I would love to see Misfortune. I think it's super strong right now. And while it wasn't working for C9 because Berserker is the only one with his monitor on, I think it can work for a team that actually has another four members. And you just press R, and that is team fight defining. Also,
Exactly.
we had some scouting last time we played against Empire, and we permabanned Xayah. It's been out of the meta, but it is such a strong ADC, and it has a self escape tool. It will be hard to dive. I think GeForce is going to be aggressive, and I don't think you can let Xayah through, even though it's pretty off meta.
That's a good point. If Xayah gets ahead, that's so hard to deal with. It's a defensive kiteback ADC with the self peel ultimate. We could maybe see the Xayah Rakan getting busted out. I don't know how much they're focusing on banning those.
Now, we touched on Shadowhawk switching to mid lane. We had a double switch. QWERTY has switched from mid lane to support, and I have seen him play Rakana quite a few times. So that's a great call out. And we'll see, mid to support's been historically great. You had Huhi. I'm excited to see what's happening. Empire is keeping it together, but also shaking it up. So without
Yeah,
further
yeah.
ado, let's take it away to the pick bans of game one.